Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here for another review. And this time, we're going to be reviewing Our Kind of People, which is actually about to end. This is episode 11 that we're going to review tonight. And then on next week, episode 12 will be the season finale. I'm excited about that. It looks like it's going to be pretty riveting. And truth be told, episode 11 was a great episode. Um, this episode 11, was called It's Not Light We Need But Fire. I was like, oh, come through, biblical. It's not quite scripture, but the scripture is it won't be water next time, but fire. But you know what I'm saying. They about to burn some things down up here at the Mickey Fricky Oak Bluffs, okay? Before we get going good, having fun and laughing and cackling like we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. And also, don't forget to leave your comments down below. What do you think is going to be the end result of this season? We've had so much drama happen. We've had a lot of storylines drop. Some have been left open-ended until this point. So I'm interested in what you guys think a second season would look like for this show. It has promise. I'm hoping that this pilot season is the only season if we get a second season, because the ratings haven't been stellar. I will say that. They haven't been up there at all for this show, as much as we adore it, you know. I mean, so I don't know if we're going to get a season 2. And if we do get a season 2, I don't know that it would be on Fox. But if we do, and it does, I'm here for it. And I'm excited about it. And I'm excited about maybe slowing the pace down a little bit and giving us a black nighttime soap opera that we can really, really, really be proud of. Which brings me to my next point, and that is the Kings of Napa. I've been asked by a couple of you guys to review Kings of Napa. And honestly, I saw the second episode last night and I like it. I do like it. It was better to me than the first episode. Although the first episode was good, I didn't get that same Tyler Perry feel on the second episode. The issue I have with the Kings of Napa is it is shaping up to be just like Our Kind of People, and it's a lot of stuff being dropped at one time. In my opinion, the acting on Our Kind of People is just a little bit more polished than it is on Kings of Napa. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Have y'all seen Kings of Napa? Y'all tell me what y'all think. That's an own show. Have you seen the pilot? Have you seen episode 2? And what do you guys think? It's so much going on. I don't even know that I want to take it on. Although I'm going to be losing Our Kind of People in the lineup. That's just going to leave Power. We do have Power Force coming out in a couple of months. And we also have the second season of P-Valley coming out at some point. But you guys know I love to bring you content. I love for us to keep in touch. I just don't know if Kings of Napa is going to be a good fit for us. I mean, are we soap opera people like that, honeybees? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Put it down below. But without further ado, let's talk a little bit about this episode. I thought it was good. I did. I thought it was a good episode, and I thought it was a bit of a tearjerker, right? We got to see some familiar faces from our daytime soap opera days, as well as some of our Tyler Perry former actors, or they may not be former, but people that we've seen in Tyler Perry's movies before that we became familiar with them through Tyler Perry. We saw some of those people in this episode. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode. I love to know what you guys thought of the episode. Please put that down below. So yeah, in this episode, it opens up with Angela sitting in the foyer at Teddy's home when he walks in. And of course, immediately he wants to know if she's okay, if she's all right. Teddy has a knack for trying or for showing kindness when he is all about venom. You know what I mean? He's full of venom, but he has a knack for showing kindness, and which gets you to let your guard down. It gets you to soften up a little bit and think, hey, this guy isn't that bad. He seems like he really cares about me. He seems like he might be a good guy. That's just the first initial taste. It's like a bad sugar-free candy. When you first taste it, you're like, okay, all right, this is good, until you get that aftertaste and you like, that's Teddy. Teddy's like a Sour Patch Kid. You know what I'm saying? He's sweet, and then it's like, ooh, sour. So of course he's concerned about her when he first sees her, and she says, tells him that about Piggy, and that Piggy needs his help. And he knows why Piggy needs his help. The only reason why she's doing this because she's trying to get you off her back and keep you from blackmailing her. She went down there and turned herself into the popo. Okay? Piggy turned herself over to the pigs. Okay? And he is like, you know what? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take care of your daughter, Nikki. Okay? All right, here we go with the pontification. You know, Teddy Franklin. We'll do A, B, and C. I will pull the moon down and gift wrap the sun for your daughter, Nikki. She shall want for nothing. I will pay for her college and all the rest of her days. And as for you, my dear daughter, I will pour all of my monies and resources into Eve Crown. You'll have no need of seeking outside investors, for your company will be completely funded at my expense. You too, my daughter, shall want for nothing. And she says, oh, okay. Oh, and he gonna get Piggy off, right? Okay, Daddy, thank you for that. But what you need from me? He says, I need you to leave Oak Bluff. I was like, there it is. There's the sour. I need you to leave Oak Bluff and never, ever return, because you're running around here, you're rooting, and you're digging up my secrets, and I can't have that, right? And she was like, you know what? And she gave him what I would call the sweetest Miss Honey read. Okay? I mean, you could take and you could stab somebody. You could mollywop them, right? You could punch them in the eye. You could cuss them out for filth. Or you could cut them deep where it hurt, deep down in their spirit. You know what I'm saying? You can annihilate them. Guess what she says? She says to him, what a disappointment you are. I was like, girl, if you don't give him that dagger, what a disappointment you are. That's fancy for saying I wouldn't take 2 nickels for you. Okay? Huh? For you? For your character? No, sir. No, sir. You disgust me. Okay? Walks out. She's hurt and at home, and she is drinking and working on a wig, child, working on a unit and singing at the top of her lungs at 3 a.m. She on that old dog liquor. And the daddy llama comes in and he calms her. As he always does, he references his own life, his own story, and how it makes it applicable to what she's going on. He seems to calm and to center her, but for some reason, I just don't trust him. We have seen him shirtless getting out of the shower. We have seen him shirtless getting in the shower. We've seen him standing around in two little shirts that look like they came from Oshkosh Bagosh, lurking, being in everybody's business. I ain't seen him come in no uniform, though. I ain't seen him come in with no work boots on, though. Where is your job, sir? Where is your job? You spending more time with Angela than you are with Nikki. What is happening? What is happening? I don't trust you, Daddy Llama. I don't care how calm or zen you are. Okay? I don't trust you, sir. I do not. Okay? We see where Raymond is sitting at breakfast when Teddy come in. They at opposite ends of the table. It is visually and physically, it is like two dominant sides of the table, right? Two dominant heads on each side of the table. It's set up strategically in this way. I mean, Teddy always sits at the head, and Raymond sitting down at the other end gives the appearance that he is also at the head. But Raymond is he's just not there yet when it comes to battling with Teddy. And what he does next proves that. He is sitting there with the contracts from Jack, where Jack signed over his shares. He didn't quite sign them over, but the paperwork was drafted, and because it wasn't signed and delivered, then Jack's shares, because now that he is dead, Jack's shares goes back to Raymond. So he's got the papers, he's got the pen, he's down on that long end of the other table, which is still not the head, it's just the other end, right? The head of the table is the part where everybody is looking, right? So anywho, I digress. So, and he tells him these are the papers and I've won this. And Teddy was like, you just got the shares, but I own the company. I have the company, right? And, that's when Raymond goes in on it. First of all, he should not have been rubbing that in Teddy's face. He shouldn't have brought it up at all. He shouldn't even be sitting there for breakfast. He should have grabbed a bagel on his way to the office. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be on the grind. If you're expecting to beat Teddy, then you have got to keep your secrets, your moves close to the vest, Raymond. This what I'm saying. You ain't ready yet. You ain't ready to go stomping with the big dogs, right? Now your mama would have took it to Teddy. Okay, one, your mama know Teddy, and two, your mama been living long enough to know you don't go in and try to rub no salt in your enemy's face, and you haven't even completely won the battle yet. You just won a small part of it, right? And as he just drags Teddy, really just trying to bring him down a couple of 2-3 pegs, Teddy tucks that paper under his arm, tells that servant to bring his breakfast up to his suite, and then when he walks by Raymond, he pats him on the shoulder, because Raymond was like, I won and I got you, where he was like, that's sweet that you think that, and he went on right on by his business. Raymond, sir, you best watch out. Be careful, sir. Be careful. You're stomping with the big dogs. Leah feels completely guilty about what she did to Angela, what Teddy forced her to do to Angela. And Raymond is so full of himself about everything that's going on with these shares, Jack's shares, that he feels like he has the answer for her, which is not empathizing with her, and it is not relating to her at all. He's really just thinking about himself. He's relishing this pseudo victory that he has, and he tells her, quit your job at Franklin Holdings and let's run Garmin together. And on one end, she's proud of that he wants her to be equal partners, right? But on the other end, you don't even have Garmin. So it's a little, you're getting a little ahead of yourself. Right? You want me to just quit my job on the promise that you're going to get that company back? Come on now. Have a seat, Teddy. So we see where, Taylor, I want to call her Taylor Whore. Taylor Whore. Instead of Taylor Whore. Okay? But it's not whore. I don't really feel like Taylor's a whore. I don't. I feel like Taylor is a tomcat, right? I think she is exuding the same machismo and sexism. Is it sexism? What is it? She's a tomcat. She's a rolling stone. Taylor was a rolling stone. Wherever she laid her drawers was a home. And when she lies, all she gets is a I don't like her. I don't care for her. I don't think that people are having the conversation about what Taylor is doing and how Taylor is moving because Taylor is a female, right? A lot of people don't see lesbian relationships in the same light as they would necessarily a heterosexual because we're talking about two females. But honestly, when you think about it, what Taylor is doing typically a brother would be up in arms about their sister being used in this way, or even their cousin being used in this way. A father would be that way. Even us as viewers, like, I just don't feel like people are as outraged with the fact that Taylor is using Nikki and Lauren, and she has intimate relations with both of them. She's leading both of them on. Like, it's tomcatting. It's the same thing that guys do, that when we call them a dog. Taylor's a dog. She's dogging Nikki. She's dogging Lauren. And this back and forth behavior I find atrocious. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Is it me? Is it me? Am I blowing it out of proportion? Am I the drama? Am I the drama? No, I'm not the drama. Right? Is it? I'm the only one that sees it. She's waking up in the bed with Lauren. They're having sex, and Nikki's on the phone. She's FaceTiming Nikki while Lauren is post-coitus in the bed. Nikki the cousin says, "I love you." And she's like, "Okay, bye." And hangs up. And Nikki's like, what's going on here? Okay. And they have this pseudo conversation where they don't want to hurt Nikki, but Taylor is saying, "You're the only girl for me and you're the perfect fit. We were our first, and I feel bad about hurting Nikki." Well, what? You was just Lauren is saying we both saw a body and we have a trauma bond over that, and yada yada yada. Lauren, you set out to get Taylor back, and you used her. You used this whole "I found a card in my mom's car" thing to get Taylor, to make it seem like you had something serious going on that only she could help you with. You got a whole brother you could have called upon, right? But no, you see Nikki on a date with Taylor and you go pull Taylor away, right? Taylor, why are you going out with Nikki? Why are you dating with anybody if you still got feelings for Lauren? Let alone dating in the same family. Like, I'm not buying this. I'm not buying it at all. Let's call a thing a thing. Taylor's a whore. Not a whore. She's a dog. A tomcat. A rolling stone. You get what I'm saying. So we get to see that Piggy is back. Now, Angela is still very, very hurt about everything that's going on. Leah has come over to try to talk to her, and Angela pretty much just sends her on her way. She does tell her though that she's lucky to have her mom, because obviously Eve, Angela's mom, is gone on now, and she would do anything to have her back. But at the same time, she feels like she can't trust Angela, so she sends Angela on her way. And Angela's hurt. She's hurt because she, I think she really thought she was doing what was best for her sister, because she knew her dad wasn't going to stop until he did something drastic to Angela. But at the same time, she wants her sister, and later on in the episode we get to see where she tells Teddy about how his antics and what he did really destroyed the relationship she was building with her sister, her only sister. But we get to see Piggy come back in afterwards, and she has been released pending an investigation. I mean, the murder happened 30 years ago. They don't have any proof, and it's like, okay, we'll look into this and send her home. Angela tells Piggy about the offer from Teddy, and she's gonna take it. She's tired of fighting. She's tired of battling with them. They don't want her there, clearly, so she just wants to just be done with it. And she's gonna take all of these monies that he's promised her, and cross my heart and hope to die. Take it for face value and leave. Piggy say, you don't let him run you out of town, but if you gonna do, we gonna party. So I'm throwing a barbecue because I feel free and I feel relieved that I have gotten this burden off my chest. I have, I've held myself accountable, and I'm free now. So we finna have a stomp down, drag out barbecue, cook out party. Perfect idea. I mean, got bigger fish to fry, but hey, let's throw a party. We see where Rose is back home. She's back home for the grand illumination ceremony, much to Teddy's chagrin. When Teddy walked in and saw Rose sitting there, and Rose looked good. She taking her medicine, and she is, very present, very loving and kind. They're picking out dresses. Like, it's a true mother-daughter situation, right? And he pulls Leah aside and wants to talk to her about, why is your mama here? Your mama not well, right? And she says, Daddy, you forced me to do something that cut me off from my sister. So you gonna let me have my mama. And my mama is coming back here, and she's gonna live here. We can take care of her just as well here. Okay? It's the least you can do. And she strolls off. Little does she know, Teddy don't intend on having Rose back there. Now, I don't know what secrets Teddy could possibly have. And I'm going to tell you why. Because all of the supposed secrets we thought he had so far have washed up, have washed out. They haven't been much of nothing, right? Like, what is so unbelievably detrimental to you, Teddy, that you absolutely cannot have not only Angela around, but your own wife? What could it possibly be, right? So we see where Lauren is a real Karen to Sloan, Quincy's, her brother's girlfriend, who is also the granddaughter of the head housekeeper for the Franklins. And she's a real Karen. I mean, just a complete arsehole. She is gross. I just can't stand Lauren, but I guess that's the point. And just like Karen, she gets her face handed to her when Sloan tells her, I know that your girlfriend your cousin's girlfriend Taylor, you snuck her out of here. I know y'all messing around on your cousin Nikki. And if you don't want me to tell that, you're going to back up off of me. Lauren basically accused her of being a thief. And she was like, what are you talking about? First of all, leave me alone. Stop harassing me. If you don't, this is what I'm going to do. And so Quincy just sat there like the invisible man. Y'all know. That's what I call him. The invisible man. Like, he spends so many scenes quiet, right? And when he does speak, it's like a baby's fart. Like, no one even notices, right? So, I mean, she just completely uh shuts Lauren down. It was epic. It was really epic. So we get to see where Teddy hires an investigator and to look into Jack's death. He feels like something's going on with Jack's death. That's how he lost those shares. This is what all of Raymond's gloating did. It it pushed Teddy to this place where he's going to dig a little bit more into why he didn't get those shares. It was a commitment, and Jack mysteriously died, and I want you to look into it. And also, I want you to do me another favor. He gives him a piece of paper. Take this over to Eve's crown. So, yeah, Raymond, you have no one to blame for this but yourself, right? We see Piggy and Angela and Nikki partying up. They partying they blues away. Tariq comes in looking good, trying to make amends, which he had already kind of made amends, but now we see him, the physical manifestation of it. He's present, and he wants to be there for the party and be there for her. And she seems like she's happy, although photo bombing the whole scene in the background is the daddy llama. He's just standing there just looking, just peering, I just don't like him. I don't trust him. You can tell he's not happy about Tariq being there. It's not hate, it's just strong envy. He wants Angela all for himself, right? And I won't even say Nikki and Angela. I will say he wants Angela all for himself. We've not seen any connection between him and Nikki really at all. Since that first time they went out on a father's-daughter date. So the party is going good. Everybody's having a good time. Wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble. When Darius walks in, and I promise you, ain't Piggy's soul left her body, and he's like, just for a moment, this Darius. He walks in, and guess who it is? It is Jesse from All My Children. Don't y'all remember Jesse and Angie from All My Children? It's Jesse, child. Looking like my daddy, honey. So, he walks in, and it is a moment. We also get to see Quincy go in and confront Lauren about how she treats Sloan. He tells her, I really like her. I really like her. I really want to be with her. And I want you to stop being a jerk to her. Stop being mean to her. Why do you have to be this way? And she was like, you know what? You don't like her. This will last all of 2 weeks. The reason why you like her is because she's poor. That's not a reason anybody likes anybody, Lauren. Shut up. Where your Tomcat girlfriend? That you stole from your cousin. And then gave it back and then stole and then back and forth. Like, mind your business. Mind your business. Mind your edges. Ugh. I can't stand her. He tells her, and not only does he tell her, but through the rest of the episode, he is clear about the fact that he don't want to have nothing to do with her because he's sick of her being mean and nasty and cruel to everyone. He's had it with her, and he stays this same way throughout the entire episode. every time she tries to look for, and they're twins, look for this brotherly sisterly bond, the same old laughing and kidding and stuff, he shuts it down. He is icing her out, and I love it. I love every bit of it. We see where Leah has an opportunity to stand on the outskirts and watch her dad dance with her mom. And she sees how happy her mom is. And Teddy apologizes to Rose and tells her he's sorry he wasn't the man he could be for her. Rose don't want to talk about any of that. And this is the second time she's done that. When they're all gathered together the first time, and she tried to talk to her mom about what happened with her and her sister Angela, and why daddy, would want her to be run off, Angela to be run off. Rose don't want to talk about it. Rose said, you know what? I'm here right now. I'm here with my family. I just want to be happy. Okay. She never really answers her question. Later, when we see her dancing with Teddy and Teddy apologizes, she said, just dance with me. Just dance with me. That's all I want. And for right now, it's just the dance. Okay. And it's a good moment. Like I enjoyed that, but it was something about it that felt ominous too. Just like that first initial conversation. It's like her mom knew that her time was short. You know what I'm saying? And she wanted to just enjoy every moment. So, um, um, afterwards, we get to see Leah go in the next morning, and she's gonna, or later that afternoon, I can't remember, because they were dancing, it was nighttime, but when she went in her mama's room, it was morning. And I think she was gonna get her ready for the party, help her get ready for the party, and she thought her mom was napping, and she realized her mom had transitioned. And I mean, it was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was a good acting moment, but man, yeah, wow, it was wow. I was just like, I can't imagine, right? Just like the pain and the anguish of it. And but we see that she notices that there's a little blood from her mom's arm on a pillow. And then she goes back to, acknowledging the fact that her mom is no longer there and being saddened, but she does see that spot of blood on that pillow. So we fast forward to a week later, and they're going to bury Rose. It's the funeral, and Quincy is still icing out Lauren. Everybody's getting ready. Angela is sad and upset. She wants to go and support her sister, but she feels like she too needs to hold her siblings' feet to the fire, and not, be so quick to be kind and supportive, because that has not been appreciated, she feels like, from her sister Leah. And it's Nikki that talks her into doing what she knows is right. And the fact that her support would mean more than anybody's, because they have a rift right now, Angela and Leah. And so that was a good moment. We get to see where Piggy gets a gift from Darius. So Darius catches her up on everything that he's been doing, what he's got going on. They both were on drugs. He's clean now. He's in church. He volunteers, and he has a gift for her. And that gift is a gun that Teddy gave him. He showed up at his door many years ago, and he had his wife Rose with him, and she looked white as a sheet, like she had seen a ghost, he said. And Teddy had this gun, and he said, take this gun and get rid of it. It's completely convoluted, the story, I know. But this is what he says happened, and he gives her this gun, and it's in a paper bag, right? And it's wrapped in a napkin, right? So all the pink fingerprints are still there and everything. That's the idea. But this gun is really just like that glass that Raymond took out of Jack's bungalow. Like the context around this item needs to be written in, because at first glance it really doesn't mean anything. You've had it hidden away for 30 something years. Like, what? I mean, okay. So Um, you know, they say their goodbyes and go on about their way. We see where Teddy learns from the investigator that the only witnesses to Jack interacting with someone is when he walked up to Leah and gave her his bungalow key. And those are the only witnesses they have to Jack interacting with anyone outside of himself at the bungalows. And so Teddy encourages the investigator to keep it to himself for obvious reasons. At Rosa's funeral, Leah is looking at her daddy. The preacher is wrapping up preaching. Teddy goes up and he's going to be the patriarch and the husband, and he's going to speak, even though he spent zero time with Rose, outside of keeping her locked up and locked away. He never really had a lot of affection for her outside of that one little dance we saw. And Leah knows something is going on. When her dad came to gather her for the funeral, she was reading a letter that her mom left her in secret in her vanity drawer. And it was a beautiful, beautiful letter, but she ended it by saying, "Be careful. Don't squander your life away trying to look for approval and acceptance from your father. Your father is the only one that is allowed to be in the sun, in the spotlight. Okay? Don't do it." And so she folds the letter up and she puts it in the drawer. And when she opens the drawer and she puts the letter in the drawer, we see that same pillow with that blood stain on it. I was like, "Yes, sis, go ahead and get that joker tested, because I promise you it's from a needle. It's from a needle. I promise you it is from a needle," right? Still, the pillow, like the gun and the glass, doesn't have a lot of context around it. You're burying your mom. If you haven't had her autopsied, you don't know if there's a needle prick. Like, everything you know is is it substantial? Superficial? Something like that. Circumstantial. So, but it's just the fuel she needs to see him through clear eyes. She really sees her daddy for the monster he is now. And when he was up there trying to, give kind words and comfort each one, and ended comfort, she was looking at him like, "You make me want to throw up in your face," right? They do the rose ceremony, and I forget the song that they were singing. If y'all remember it, put it down below. But baby, that song. And when Leah put that rose on her mama's casket and she turned around and saw her sister Angela standing in the back of that crowd looking sharp as a Mickey Pricky tack, baby. And she took off walking. Old fast walk / run walk. And fell into Angela's arms as they were singing that old Negro spiritual child. I was like, "Don't you do this, Lee. Don't you do this, Lee." It was a beautiful moment. It was emotional. It was completely believable. Nikki was going to run up and comfort them both. And Angela put her hand up and said, "No, no, no, no. This is my sister. I got this. Don't do this, Lee." Beautiful, beautiful moment. I broke. Later on, after the funeral and everything, we see Piggy sitting with Angela. And Piggy is shows Angela the gun. And in this moment, when Angela realizes what they have, she says, "We about to bring Teddy down. Oh, I'm leaving. But before I leave, we gonna burn Teddy's world down to the ground." And they clink their glasses and agree. So that's what episode 12 is going to be all about. I thought it was a good episode 11. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Did you like this episode? Outside of all the scabs, all the convoluted plot lines and all of that, it looks like next week we're going to get a true JR moment, who shot JR moment. And I hope it's the actual JR of the show. uh, and not somebody innocent in that chair for some reason. I just and what do you guys what are you missing? What are you looking forward to? I would love to hear what you have to say about that. Put it down below. I'm just excited about next week. So next week we'll probably get a Tuesday review since it'll be the season finale. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. And until next time, honeybees, I holla.